One of the primary use cases for the Proact hybrid cloud, or the PHC, is stretching your local data center into the hybrid cloud, basically making your local networks available in both ends. So you can have, for instance, a domain controller in each site, one local and one remote, and things like that. So this is a quick walkthrough of how that's configured with the actual domain controller set up as an example. So I have already pre-created a domain controller PHC DC02 in the PHC. It's up and running. It's a Windows server naturally connected to the 192.168.223 network, which is also the same that we have done a stretched layer 2 VPN of. I'll show the configuration of that later on. And here's in the other end in my local lab in Norway where the DC01 is connected to the local network. So it has the 223.200 IP address, and the .10 address is then on the PHC side of things. And as you can see, it responds on a simple ping. So network connectivity is there. Well, let's try with the DNS name as well, and that also works. So all good, there is communication between them. Jumping back to the DC02, we can have a look at how it looks there once I get logged on. There we go. So doing some kind of the same exercise there, pinging the other way around with DNS lookups to DC01, and that works just fine. So basically those are connected network-wise between on-premises and the PHC. So verifying the actual application, we can go into the Active Directory users and computers, see that both domain controllers are present, go back to the one on premises, check the same there, everything's good. And then we can actually verify the Active Directory replication status by doing a rep admin, and looks like everything is working just fine. So in order to actually test that it's working, I'm going to create a new user. PHC demo account created now on the on-premises domain controller in my local data center. Just go through defining the password and see how. And the goal of that is basically to see how quickly it replicates, or that it actually replicates the user account to the domain controller on the other end in the PHC. So launching the remote console on the DC02, we created a user on DC1. And there it is. The PHC demo user is already available, and Active Directory replication works. So how does this actually work networking-wise? Well, we've defined a stretch layer 2 network, which is the 223 network, which is then a sub-interface on the edge interface in the PHC. So this is something you can do as a customer as well. Just create your own networks. Then as a service on the gateway, we have created a layer 2 VPN connection. The PHC side of things is here acting as the server, and the on-premises network is the client. We have defined the same network as an IP set, the 192.168.223 subdomain. And just to make it easier in the firewall settings, we can then give lab access to the IP addresses in that IP set over the VPN tunnel. So basically that allows all traffic to go between your on-premises data center and the PHC defined network, and only that particular network, in fact. So you can have different networks locally, you can have different networks in the PHC, and just combine the ones you want to stretch. So basically what we've created is a stretch layer 2 with the same IP address set on premises and in the PHC with connectivity, seamless for the applications.